All right, guys. Can everyone hear me? Good morning, D. Will. I'll just wait a second, make sure everyone can hear me here. Hopefully you guys can. Hopefully we're loud and clear. Looks like everything's good on my end. But if someone can again just give me a yes in chat, then that would be perfect. It's always nice to know when you're not talking to yourself. All right, thanks, D. Will. Thanks for that. All right, guys. D. Will, appreciate it. Thanks so much for coming in here. And yes, I am a little bit earlier today. I have some other work that I have to do, so I had to come on about an hour and a half earlier than I usually am. That's why the video was up a little bit earlier this morning as well, as you guys probably noticed. It was up fairly early, so I was up fairly early today, getting that information out there, and then wanting to get on here for our antioxidant discussion, which I think is going to be an interesting one, and one that's fairly important. A lot of people really, at least with the clients that I've worked with and people that I chat to, antioxidants, are often forgotten. We think about our macronutrients at times, not all the time. We think about our micronutrients, again, at times. So remember, our macronutrients: protein, carbohydrates, healthy fats. Sometimes you can throw fiber into there as well. Thanks, Duval. Appreciate it. All right, at least I'm not alone. Thank you very much. And then you have other people, we always try to get in our iron or our vitamin B6, vitamin B12, all that important stuff. I hear that so often, but I never really hear much about antioxidants. And antioxidants are vital, just like digestion was vital, so having a healthy digestive system. Just like having a healthy digestive system, having antioxidants in our diet is very much important, and I would say almost vital for having a healthy body. And there's just so many things that antioxidants are going to do for us, which I want to make sure that we cover today. And then we'll also cover some foods that are super high in antioxidants. All right, you might know a few of them, but we'll make sure that we get a nice, well-rounded discussion. So maybe we can discuss some that you guys maybe didn't think of yet. All right, and maybe you guys can even throw some my way. All right, and remind me of some that I might have forgotten. So I really want to make sure that we go over antioxidants and just how important those are in our diet. Again, thanks so much, everyone. We have the picture up, pictures up right now. So far, so good. So I'm grateful for that. Hopefully, you guys are having an awesome morning. So that was just my little intro to our antioxidant discussion, but we're going to get in depth today. Ibrahim, how are you doing? Hopefully, I pronounced that right. If not, I apologize, but I believe it. Ibrahim, I hope everything's going very well for you. Thanks so much, guys, for hitting the like button. Man, you guys are crushing the like button right now. But yeah, antioxidant foods. The reason why I'm so big on antioxidants, and you'll see me put it in my videos all the time. I didn't do it specifically on today's video, like have an antioxidant part where I talked about all the antioxidants in red onions, but it came up enough, say in the heart health section, even in the nutrient section, things like that, where we got a nice discussion on antioxidants. All right, even in red onion. All right, now the reason why I always try to spend as much time in the videos as I can speaking about antioxidants is one of the most important things that antioxidants can do for us is it's going to help naturally boost our immune system. And I think right now that's especially important. And the reason why I think that is, now is the time where, at least we're in my area, where we're crossing from warm weather into cold. What we have is cold season. So having a boosted immune system, all right, is always going to be important, all right, especially right now, though. Now, how is it going to boost your immune system? The one thing that antioxidants can really do for us and really help us in ways that not a lot of other nutrients can, is they're going to help with the elimination of free radicals, all right, the elimination of toxins and waste, and reduce oxidative stress. And by doing all of that, not only are we boosting our immune system, but we are also helping to prevent illness, all right, which is very important as well. So antioxidants, again, boosting your immune system, it's going to help prevent illness, all right, and we'll get into chronic disease a little bit later, but right now let's talk about illness and infections. We already know that they're going to help, and I say this all the time in my videos, that's why I'm saying it like this. We already know that it's going to help prevent common cold and flu symptoms, or if you do have a common cold and flu, it's going to shorten the duration of those symptoms. All right, and one of the big reasons is because they're natural immune system boosters. So your vitamin C, often forgotten as an antioxidant, all right, but vitamin C is a very potent antioxidant. Actually increases our white blood cell count, which again is going to attack those unwanted free radicals and other unwanted pathogens in the body. All right. Vitamin E, again, another nice antioxidant. Even vitamin B, all right? Or vitamin A, sorry, not vitamin B. Sorry, I was just reading the comment section there. So vitamin A, beta carotene, all right? Maybe that's where I got the B from. But vitamin A, again, another nice antioxidant. Again, antioxidants that's going to help with eyesight, all of that other good stuff. Let me just make sure I'm not missing any comments here. But I think antioxidants are one of the most important things, all right? And it's not just for immune system. We're going to keep going here, guys. We're just starting with the immune system. All right, so a natural booster to the immune system. And I get tons of questions on how we can naturally boost our immune system. Adding antioxidant foods is going to be one of those ways that we can do that. So we can get rid of those free radicals. So we can get rid of toxins, wastes, pathogens, all right, bad bacteria even. Okay, so antioxidants, super important for a natural immune system booster. So colds and flus, certain infections, all right? Thinking short term here. D. Will says free radicals is also a result of food preparation. Voice giving feedback. Is that any better, D. Will? Thanks for letting me know. I always appreciate if it sounds like it's echoing. It might give it a little bit of an echo here. I'm in quite a large room, but hopefully it's not giving any more echo or feedback or anything like that. If it is, I'll try moving back, but let me know if that's any better. But yeah, our immune system, huge for our immune system, guys. If you want to prevent common cold and flu, if you want to prevent, the duration of common cold and flu, then we definitely need to make sure that we're consuming our antioxidants. Voice, is it still giving feedback then, D. Will? Or is that sounding better? If it's giving feedback, just say yes. Or like an echo. As you're doing that, I'm just going to keep going here. So another natural way using those antioxidants is, let's not even think short term, because no? Okay, thank you, D. Well, perfect. I think I saw the button there. I just kind of clicked it off, so it should be much better. Thank you for giving that feedback and for you're fixing the channel. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Mr. Jackson. Appreciate you guys. So antioxidants, good for our immune system boosting, especially in short term. So common cold and flu symptoms, shortening the duration of common cold and flu. All right, things of that nature. But let's also talk about how they're going to stop or prevent certain chronic diseases. Now, is it always going to happen? No. Just because I'm eating antioxidants doesn't mean that I'm going to totally 0% have heart disease down the road. But what it is going to do is it's going to lower the risk of certain risk factors of heart disease. So let's think of some of the risk factors of heart disease real quick. You guys might know some off the top of your head, but let's just go over a couple of them. I usually talk about them in my videos, but think about risk factors for heart disease. All right. So one risk factor would be high blood pressure. Another risk factor would be high LDL cholesterol, so that bad cholesterol. All right. Another one's inflammation, which we'll get into in a moment here. This is why antioxidants are so important. It's going to help with all of these different issues: inflammation, chronic disease, immune system. All right. So you can see where we're going here already. Breezy, good to see you. I'm doing very well today. Hopefully you're doing well. Hope everyone else in chat is doing very well. We're just kind of getting into our antioxidant discussion here. Diabetes, yes, D-Well. Okay, so absolutely. Diabetes, that's another one I could have used. All right, so another chronic disease, all right, which it can help. All right, I like to use heart disease, but I absolutely could have used diabetes. All right, so again, just because we don't see very many studies, where there's that direct correlation between, we can't say for certain. People won't put out studies where it's like, you eat antioxidants, yay, no more heart disease. But what we can say is antioxidants will lower risk factors for heart disease. And if you lower risk factors for heart disease, and then guess what? There's probably a good chance that your risk for getting heart disease is going to be lowered as well. Because if you can lower the risks, and what leads to heart disease, obviously that's going to have a benefit to getting heart disease or not getting heart disease. So lowering those risk factors is huge, and that's something that antioxidants play a role in. It's not just nutrition. Antioxidants are vital. They're huge in preventing certain chronic diseases. There's studies out right now. All right, another one. D-Will brought up diabetes. Another one, and I don't like touching on this too much because, again, I'm not coming at this from a medical background. I'm just telling you some studies that I've read as a researcher and someone who has a huge passion for nutrition. But even with cognitive diseases, all right, so certain antioxidants, reducing inflammation, reducing oxidative stress through the intake of antioxidant high foods is having a benefit on cognitive function, all right, and sort of lowering the risk of certain cognitive ailments. All right, you guys probably know some off the top of your head. All right, even improving memory. All right, things like that. So many great benefits for antioxidants, and it really comes down to, again, think about not just the immune system, but free radicals. So you guys hear me talk all the time about free radicals, oxidative stress in my videos. All right, and that's sort of the stuff that's going to be creating. That's the bad stuff. That's the stuff we don't want in the body. That's what's going to be leading to chronic diseases. All right, because what those free radicals do is they create things like inflammation. All right, they can lead to breakdown of cells, so cellular damage. All right, and a lot of the times inflammation can lead to heart disease. They can lead to cognitive impairments down the road as we get older. It's not like, okay, 1 week I have inflammation, all right, my risk just went up. No, it's probably going to be like 30, 40 years. That's when you're going to see that inflammation really having a bad effect, even on things like diabetes. All right, so those free radicals are going to help neutralize the antioxidants are going to help neutralize the free radicals that are causing the inflammation. So that's where we get the correlation with antioxidants helping to reduce the risk of certain chronic diseases. Poor circulation. Good. Sorry, I'm just going over some of the comments here. All right, good, Breezy. I'm glad that you're doing good. And thanks, D-Will. Yep, keep your comments coming, guys. It's awesome. And thanks so much for hitting that like button. Really do appreciate it. So yeah, different chronic diseases as well. Very much so underrated, especially our potent ones. And we'll get into some of those. All right, there's some interesting antioxidants. I went over kind of the basic ones, like your vitamin C, more of the micronutrients. So vitamin E, vitamin A, things like that. All right, but there's also, your other more powerful and potent antioxidants and more unique antioxidants. Sometimes you guys will hear me talk about, right? And you'll find these in different types of foods as well. Your flavonoids, your polyphenols. Some people pronounce it polyphenols. All right, either way, it doesn't matter. Polyphenols, all right, is usually the way that I hear it pronounced. All right, so your polyphenols. But then you also have, all right, breakdown of flavonoid antioxidants like the one I talked today, and that's rich in sort of your red type foods. So think about like your red cabbage, like red onions, eggplant, things like that. And that would be anthocyanins. Those are super powerful. All right, super powerful antioxidants. That's why I always say, guys, try to get as much color into your diet as you can, because just by adding those foods, all right, the ones that have a little bit of color in it, the purple, like the red cabbage, the red onion, that I had mentioned earlier, those are going to have different types of antioxidants in them altogether. So if you just have red onion versus a normal onion, yes, you're going to get tons of benefits from that other onion, but you'll get even more from the red onion when it comes to antioxidants, because you're adding a little bit of the flavonoid antioxidant called anthocyanins. All right, and again, that's very powerful, has great anti-inflammatory benefits. And that's when we can really start kind of preventing or lowering the risk of getting chronic disease and even that cold and flu and things like that. All right, so again, tons of different antioxidants out there. Don't think of just in terms of like your vitamin C, your vitamin E, things like that. Even sometimes people will break it down into flavonoids or polyphenols or plant compounds, things like that. Other ones that you guys are probably heard of, all right, if we're talking about antioxidants, one that I mention a lot because this is a super powerful antioxidant is quercetin. All right, it's hard. It's very hard to pronounce when you see it, but it's pronounced quercetin. All right, so very powerful antioxidant. And then another one, again, hard to pronounce when you see it, is camphorol. All right, so quercetin and camphorol. All right, plant compounds, flavonoids, polyphenols, all right, pretty much all in the same family there. All right, but very potent antioxidants. So if you want to get rid of free radicals, or if you're dealing with inflammation and things like that, man, you're going to want to get these antioxidants in quick, because these ones are your anti-inflammatories, all right, your inflammatory fighters. That's what I like to call them, your inflammation fighters. All right, and quercetin is, I spoke about it just today. All right, quercetin is going to be in your red onions. All right, I believe there's even a good amount of quercetin in beets and things like that. Again, that's why I say color's your friend when it comes to vegetables. Now, let's speak of another one here as I'm just sipping my morning coffee. It's usually my afternoon coffee. But another one, all right, let's think of some of the foods here. So we kind of know our base level of antioxidants, which ones we're looking for, what are some powerful ones, what are some unique ones, all right? We already said the micronutrients, all right? We don't need to go over that. But we can remember that was our vitamin C and all those ones. But then there's also the flavonoids, the polyphenols. Sometimes you'll hear it pronounced polyphenols, but polyphenols, all right? Your quercetin, your camphorol, other plant compounds, anthocyanins, anthocyanidins, so they sound a little bit similar. All right, all of those are tremendous anti-inflammatories, and again, they're part of the antioxidant family. Now let's talk about maybe some foods here, guys. Colorful foods are life. That's a great comment, Breezy. You're absolutely right. That's why I like this picture. But we're gonna enjoy it as long as we can. So I apologize if we end up losing that picture off the screen, but let's enjoy it as much as we can, because I really like it because it has tons of different colors on there. It's like you're looking at a rainbow. All right, you got your greens, your reds, yellows, purple, everything. All right, but yes, you're right. Colorful foods are life. All right, a little bit of everything. And I always try to get as much color as I can. I'll make a stir fry and I'll be like, broccoli, cauliflower, red pepper, maybe some onion thrown in there, tomato, so a bunch of different colors. Anyway, let's talk about some easy ways to add antioxidants into your diet. All right, super easy, because I think, and this is my own personal preference, I believe that antioxidants are one of the easiest things, all right, one of the easiest nutrients to add to your diet. Okay, because let's think of some high antioxidant foods, all right? Some of the other ones, like when we were talking about healthy fats or carbohydrates or foods high in protein, all right, people have a preference usually for those. So sometimes, I can't say, all right, red meat is a good choice for protein, or a protein alternative would be beans or lentils. Some people don't like them, and that's fine. All right, some people like some food, other people like other food. All right, it's gonna switch depending on the person, but we can agree that most people like blueberries. All right, Some people not like them, but I don't run into a lot of people that aren't fans of blueberries or think of blueberries and cringe, right? Blueberries are one of the best antioxidant foods that you can eat, all right? Just plain and simple. It's a superfood, and one of the reasons why they're a superfood, not only their nutrition, yes, they are high in nutrition, but their main reason is because of their antioxidants. If I'm correct, I might not throw this out there, but I know that they are one of the highest antioxidant foods out there. I don't know if they're the highest. I'm trying to think if I can think of another one. None are coming off the top of my head, but I'm not going to say it because I might be missing one. But they are one of the highest antioxidant foods pound for pound when compared to any other foods. All right, so blueberries are a great way to add antioxidants to your diet. All right, and the great thing about blueberries is, all right, you might not be the biggest blueberry fan. Say you don't like them raw. Again, I don't run into many people who don't like blueberries, but you can add them into different recipes. People make protein muffins out of them. That's just one example. Protein pancakes, they'll add blueberries in there. One really simple way, adding blueberries to oatmeal. That's an amazing combination right there if you want to talk about antioxidants. Another amazing combination is you can just use them into your smoothie. Why not just put a quarter of a cup, that's all you need, a quarter of a cup into your smoothie, and you are getting so many antioxidants. And again, they're going to have the anthocyanins in there as well. All right, blueberries, all right, are part of that darker red color. All right, so they're going to have that anthocyanin family antioxidant in there, which is just great. So blueberries are an amazing source of antioxidants, and I think one of the easiest ways to add them to your diet. I think you guys realize why now I'm saying it's so easy to add antioxidants into your diet. The foods that have them are the foods usually people tend to enjoy. Not everyone, like I said, enjoys sweet potatoes. So if I'm talking about complex carbohydrates in one stream or in a video, not everyone's going to be a fan of that. Not everyone's going to be a fan. Let's say we were talking about fruits and vegetables. Vegetables, some people can be pretty picky on. But blueberries, I think most people can get those down, or at least fit them into some sort of recipe where they can get them in. Now let me just go back to chat here. I apologize if I'm missing anything. And thank you so much for the likes. Geez, every time I look back over there, again, every stream, every time I turn my head back over, I'll sort of talk into the mic as I'm thinking here. Then I'll turn back over and I'll see the likes, and it's just always going up, up, up. So thank you so much, guys. This is the key to living a long, prosperous life in excellent health. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I 100% agree. And Swiss chard, rainbow variety, absolutely. Swiss chard is a good one. Swiss chard is actually a really underrated one, to be honest with you. I think I might have just did a Swiss chard video. If not, then I've definitely thought about it or mentioned it on stream maybe. But Swiss chard is very nice. I might do a Swiss chard juice video if I haven't. I actually know a pretty good recipe for that. So thanks, D-Will, for reminding me on that. Hey, Marilyn. Good morning. Blueberries good. Yeah, you can add blueberries into salads. Absolutely. You could add it into a fruit salad. You can literally add blueberries into almost anything. And then most people won't turn their head or cringe at them. I think they're generally well accepted into most people's diets. So blueberries, an excellent choice. Thanks, Marilyn. That's great. I don't think a lot of people will sort of... at least I haven't seen it come across a recipe with blueberries into salads, so that's a great way, but I know you could definitely put them in there, so excellent. A fruit salad would be very easy to do, and you'd get tons of antioxidants in a fruit salad, because we're going to talk about a few more here in a second. Now, another one that's underrated, so we know blueberries are a great one. It's a superfood, all right, and the reason why it's a superfood, yes, it has high nutrition, yes, it has fiber, but its antioxidant capacity is literally through the roof, all right? When they study it compared to other foods, it's hard to beat. You just can't beat blueberries. You can't beat blueberries, all right, guys? So, another one, let's move on to our next. Another one that's underrated in terms of antioxidants are blackberries. Now, people might be a little bit more picky when it comes to blackberries. They are a little bit more, some people find them a little more bitter. I'm a fan of blackberries myself, But man, those are an excellent source of antioxidants. So if you're a fan of blackberries, or if you can find a way to add them into your diet, even like, again, throw them into a smoothie. I've thrown them into oatmeal. So if you're an oatmeal fan, perhaps blackberries might be a good addition for you. All right, but blackberries, again, through the roof, right up there with blueberries. Not quite as high as an antioxidant capacity as blueberries, but boy, are they close. And I was actually quite surprised when I was doing some research on fruits high in antioxidants. Some of the other ones that I'm going to bring up, I had a good idea on, but blackberries were one, and that's why I say are often overlooked. I've done a ton of research on different fruits, and blackberries actually I missed out on that one a little bit here, but I want to make sure that you guys get the information. Blackberries are a great source of antioxidants, and again, can be added. You could even add those to salads, like Marilyn was mentioning with blueberries. All right, blackberries, excellent source of antioxidants. Now, if you're not a huge fan of blackberries, don't worry, I got another one for you. So we got blueberries, blackberries, another great one, almost as good. I feel like there was almost a competition between blueberries and raspberries. In the sense that raspberries super high in antioxidants. And then pound for pound, so if we're weighing them, let's say we have 100 grams of blueberries and 100 grams of raspberries, you're having to eat fewer raspberries than you are blueberries. It doesn't sound like you are, but just the amount. So if you put it on a plate is what I'm talking about. Obviously, it's like that pound. What weighs more, a pound of iron or a pound of feathers? Well, it weighs the same. This weighs the same, but if you put it on a plate, there's going to be more blueberries than there is raspberries. They're just bigger. So people would always kind of come up with that raspberries has more antioxidants than blueberries, but pound for pound, blueberries do have more than raspberries. Either way, doesn't matter. The point is raspberries are extremely high, and I believe they're second, maybe just behind blackberries, but I know that they're probably second just to blueberries in terms of antioxidant capacity. And again, let's be honest here, guys. Some people might find raspberries a little bit bitter in taste, not quite as sweet. I love raspberries. I'm a huge fan of raspberries. I love them in the summer. I can eat them raw. I love them in smoothies. They're actually really good in smoothies, especially frozen. I prefer frozen raspberries into smoothies, but I'll eat them however they're served. They're pretty much just like blueberries for me. And I think you guys can agree. If anyone disagrees and doesn't like that, again, blueberries, raspberries, or blackberries, again, you can't go wrong on any of those. All right. And again, most people tend to be fans of those types of fruits. All right. So we're sticking on fruits here for a little bit, guys. So we have blueberries, we have blackberries, we also have raspberries, super high. Don't overlook raspberries, all right? A lot of people will forget about raspberries. It's kind of like the forgotten one thrown in the mix. Blackberries too, but raspberries are super high when it comes to antioxidants. Blueberries have such high antioxidants, guys. The reason why they're also a superfood, all right, we're not even thinking about the nutrition, like they're good high in vitamin K, vitamin C, magnesium, manganese, all that type of stuff. But they're so high in antioxidant, guys. Remember going back to the beginning of our conversation, how we were talking about preventing chronic diseases. The health promoting benefits of blueberries is ridiculous. It's incredible. They can help reduce the risk. Remember the risk factors of certain chronic diseases. So again, there might not be a perfect correlation with, okay, I eat blueberries, no heart disease, but we can see a correlation with increased blueberry intake, perhaps lower blood pressure, perhaps lower cholesterol, lower inflammation, all that stuff that could lead to heart disease. Blueberries is one of those foods. Plus it has fiber in it, which is good for our heart. All right, let me make sure I'm not missing any here. Strawberries. Luke, you're almost reading my mind here, buddy. That's the next one that I was going to bring up. Blood circulation. Okay, that's a good point. Absolutely. Let me get back to strawberries here in a second. That's awesome, Luke. Thank you for bringing that up, because strawberries is the next one. Blueberries gives you mega cognitive horsepower. That's awesome. Making your brain a cognition powerhouse. Love it. All right, Breezy. Good. Good way of putting it. I might use that in a video. Just kidding. But then that would be a nice opening, wouldn't it? Mega cognitive horsepower, brain cognition powerhouse. Yeah, I might have to use that, Breezy. Don't worry. I'll put it in quotations and I'll give the quote to you. But yeah, very exactly. Blueberries, like I was saying, their health benefits. It's because of these antioxidants. The cognitive health is being promoted due to certain antioxidant compounds, the anti-inflammatory compounds. Remember, antioxidants are going to help reduce inflammation, and reducing that inflammation is going to help with it's all kind of hand in hand. It's going to help with cognitive function too, but it's not just the inflammation or the anti-inflammatories, it's also the antioxidants. All right, so there's just so many, it's all connected. All right, let's go to strawberries, guys. So who wouldn't want strawberries? So the foods that we've mentioned so far: blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, now strawberries. Is there anyone who wouldn't eat those foods? There might be one or two of them that you might not like, but strawberries are one of the more popular fruits in the whole entire world. I think everyone likes strawberries. Maybe not as like a drink or something like that, but like raw strawberries in the summer, I think we can agree it's a pretty good choice. But strawberries, excellent antioxidant capacity. So they're right up there as well. Not quite as high. All right. Maybe I won't say half of what blueberries is, but somewhere in and around that. And that doesn't mean they're low. Don't think because I'm saying strawberries have half of the antioxidant capacity of blueberries, that means that strawberries are low in antioxidants or they're not a very good antioxidant source. It's just that blueberries are so incredibly high, it just kind of makes it sound like strawberries are low. But strawberries are still at the top of the charts when it comes to antioxidants, even if they're half of what blueberries are. So strawberries, again, they're one of my favorite fruits, and they're one of my favorite sources of antioxidants. They're an incredible one. So thanks, Luke, for bringing that up. You read my mind. That was the next one right on the list. So strawberries, guys. And again, they can be added to a number of different things. You guys, I don't have to go over a bunch of recipes that include strawberries. Salads, for instance. Like Marilyn was talking, that's the one that I've seen in salads quite a bit. Having those strawberries in there, very, very popular. And really, dude, I don't even know if I need to have a recipe. I can just eat strawberries raw. And usually you can get them all year round. Let's talk a little bit about like organic versus non-organic and stuff like that. I haven't come across too many studies that show a huge difference in organic versus non-organic blueberries or raspberries or strawberries and things like that when it comes to antioxidant capacity. It might for other things, but right now we're just talking about antioxidants. Okay, so if it's organic or non-organic, from what it appears in the studies and the things that I've read, all right, they're still going to be super high in antioxidants. All right, that base of the food, the base of the fruit is still there. All right, so you might get a little bit more in the organic, but you're still going to get very, very high in the non-organic as well. So let's just make that clear as well. Keep it simple, guys. Stick to the fruits. You always want to get organic as often as possible, but that's not going to be possible for everyone. So let's make sure that we get that out there as well. All right, it doesn't have to be, 100% organic. And to be honest, usually blueberries, especially if they're frozen, it's going to be organic usually, and you can tell. Just look at the ingredient list. If there's anything other than just blueberries, you might want to pass on it. Usually it's just blueberries, straight up blueberries. And if it's just straight up blueberries, then we're usually pretty good. Yes, I wouldn't. Just Breezy, you wouldn't, of course, no. Not to mention black elderberries. And elderberries is another one. All right, so again, you guys are reading my mind. I wasn't going to say black elderberries, but I'm sure black elderberries are high as well, but elderberries, very, very underrated. All right, and I have one more for you guys that's underrated right after this. I wonder if anyone can guess it. I haven't seen it yet. Dark chocolate is one of them, Mr. Jackson. A lot of people have it. A lot of people will have dark chocolate for its high antioxidants, and I'm talking about super high percentage. So not even like 70-30. I'm talking more like 90 and above percent dark chocolate. All right, really high, good source of antioxidants. A little high in fat, but if you have it in moderation, you're going to get some good antioxidants with that. Good anti-inflammatories in that dark chocolate as well. But again, remember, it can't be milk chocolate, obviously. All right, you're just getting sugar. All right, all the antioxidant benefits are pretty much gone. But once you get into those higher percentages, like a 90, 95%, then you're winning. All right, then you're really doing a good job. All right, but if you're like at 75 even, I'd say you're a little bit low. Yeah, 90%, exactly, Breezy. You're 100% right. 90% dark chocolate. And I'd even try, if you guys can, it can be bitter. And it's kind of hard to find. I've only found it a few times. I haven't had dark chocolate in a while, I will admit. But there was a point in time where I was having it almost every single night. If you can keep it in moderation, like 1 or 2 squares, and I was counting macros at the time as well. If you can keep it in moderation, excellent choice. All right. But yes, that's good. I'm glad you brought that up, Mr. Jackson. All right. So just try to keep it in moderation and keep it as high as a percentage as you can. All right. Because the lower it is, all right, it just means the more pasteurized, like it's just going to be sugar. So let's go to our next one here. Where were we at? Oh, elderberries. All right. So yes, elderberries. So elderberries, great source of antioxidants. Again, elderberries are going to be up there with your raspberries and your strawberries. All right. Not quite as much as blackberries and definitely not blueberries, I believe, but they're right up there again, guys. All right. They're a great source. Elderberries, often overlooked again, and black elderberries. I'm not exactly sure on black elderberries, like I said, Breezy, but there's no doubt in my mind that those would also be high. All right, so elderberries are a good one. Let's go to our next one, Cassie. Cacao is our macro, right? Sorry, Breezy, is cacao? I always have trouble saying that word. It's just chocolate. It's just like what chocolate's made out of. Cacao, I believe it's pronounced. I think that's how it's pronounced, guys. Is our macros, right? Well, that wouldn't be your macro. Your macros would be something sort of like either protein, carbohydrates, and fats. So that's your macronutrients. And then you have your micronutrients, which is like your vitamins, minerals, things like that. Fiber is sometimes thrown into macro, but for some reason I always have trouble saying that word. Cacao. All right, there we go. So cacao is just how dark chocolate's made. All right, so it's just 90% cacao dark chocolate. Now, I saw a question up here with Cassie. Let me just scroll up. Honeyberries. Okay, interesting. So honeyberries are actually very healthy, often overlooked. I wonder if that was your guess. If not, then it was a good guess. That wasn't quite the one that I was thinking, but if you're asking just on honeyberries, then yes, honeyberries are a great source of antioxidants as well. The reason for that is, they're kind of they're very kind of similar to raspberries in terms of their antioxidant capacity, and these are just a new one that I've sort of just been looking into. Apparently, they almost taste like blueberries, and they kind of look like a weird, like a large blueberry, if I'm not mistaken. But those are really good sources of antioxidants as well. You don't find them a lot. They are kind of hard to find, but they definitely are a good source of antioxidants, Cassie. So if you can find them, then That'd be great. That's great. I've actually never seen them in our grocery stores here. I hope that answered your question, Breezy. So that wouldn't quite be the macro. That's just sort of your dark chocolate, your chocolate. Macro is protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Sometimes fiber, but usually you throw fiber in with carbohydrates, to be honest with you. I don't know. I'm not sure why there's the distinction. Maybe it's just to help. Sorry, I'm just reading a few of your comments, guys. What about the sugar contained in the dark chocolate? Dark chocolate is not in its purest state. Well, that's why, D-Will, we're talking about like 95%, 90 or above. All right? So that's a very much unsweetened dark chocolate. So you won't get a ton of sugar in that type of chocolate. You will get a little bit, of course. But it's definitely not like your milk chocolate or anything like that. It will be quite a bit lower in sugar than your milk chocolate, sorry. And again, there's different types of chocolate as well. Like when it comes to those percentages, dark chocolate is usually the highest in antioxidant though. They took out the phytochemicals and made it an addictive drug. And you hit feeling that's wicked. I'm not too sure about that one, Breezy, but that's interesting. Now apples are a fairly good one. All right, they're not going to be quite as high. Apples aren't quite as high as raspberries or blueberries and things like that. But yes, they will give you some antioxidants. The ones that I were thinking of, so this will be the one that is often overlooked, guys, is cranberries. Cranberries are an amazing source of antioxidants and often overlooked. So a lot of people, again, that's why I like to throw out the blueberries. I understand what you're saying now, Breezy. After reading that a second time, I got your comment. Sorry, it took me just a second time reading it there. But this is the reason why I like to throw out blueberries, raspberries, even honeyberries, blackberries, things like strawberries. All right. A lot of the times people find cranberries tough to eat on their own. I'm one of those people. All right. I don't know if I could eat cranberries raw. They're not my favorite fruit. I'll be honest with you guys. I can put them into oatmeal. I can put them into my smoothies. I actually like them in smoothies if they're frozen. All right. But cranberries are extremely high in antioxidants. They're a tremendous source of antioxidants, guys. So if you're missing out on cranberries, or if you're a big fan of cranberries, keep eating them. All right. Now remember, everything's in moderation, especially with fruit. A lot of people think with fruit, we always hear about how good fruit and vegetables are. Remember, with fruit, you're going to want to still eat it in moderation because it can be a little bit high in calories. Blueberries certainly aren't. Raspberries aren't. It's going to be hard to eat a lot of those to hit calories, but they are fairly high in calories. All right, and remember they have fructose too, so a type of sugar. So just remember everything in moderation. Cranberries are going to be one of your highest ones in sugar as well. So I would just always keep it in moderation. But yeah, the calories on blueberries are very, very low. The calories in raspberries might be even lower. And there's tons of fiber in those. So it's just going to go right through you anyway. It's just going to go through. It won't go through the digestion process. All right. So a lot of those calories are thrown out through the window anyway, guys. But cranberries are a little bit higher in calories than the other ones. Strawberries also very low in calories, but a little bit higher than blueberries and raspberries. So just make sure, because remember, your body, it doesn't matter if we're trying. I'm not saying this isn't the weight loss discussion stream. We've already had 2 of those. But if you are trying to lose weight, your body won't know the difference between 2,000 calories of fruit or 2,000 calories of, let's say, milk chocolate. If you're in a surplus of calories, you're going to gain weight. So just everything in moderation. All right. Watermelon. Well, that's an interesting one, D. Will. Watermelon is kind of towards it does have some. I don't know if I would recommend it as a high antioxidant fruit, to be honest. A lot of there's a ton of water in it, and there is a lot of why I would say watermelon is kind of a good choice is because it has lycopene. So it has a ton of lycopene. Remember, all your red fruits, so like guavas, strawberries, even watermelon. What were some other ones? Grapefruit, things like that. They have that unique antioxidant lycopene. All right, so that's a very strong antioxidant. So I would say that watermelon actually would kind of be a good choice. I'm not quite sure of its of the other antioxidants in it. I don't know if it's like flavonoids or polyphenols or anything like that, but I do know that lycopene itself is very, very powerful antioxidant, but also sticking with our kind of anti-inflammatory theme as well, lycopene not only has those antioxidant properties, but also the anti-inflammatory properties as well. So I would say watermelon would be a good choice, D. Will. And you know what? Not just with the lycopene, I'm sure it's a good source of antioxidants as well. I just can't name off the top of my head where it would be on the chart, but if I had to guess, I would say that watermelon would be quite high in antioxidants. And plus it has that lycopene in it, which a lot of other fruits and other foods, to be honest, don't really have. So you are getting those powerful antioxidant benefits that way. But hey, if I had to guess, I'm going to go ahead and say yes, that watermelon would have a good amount of antioxidants in it. It can be a little bit higher in sugar. Oh, sorry, did you mean the watermelon? Is watermelon high in sugar, D. Will? I'm guessing that's what you mean if you just brought it up. I'm just going to assume that that's what you meant, D. Will. Yeah, it does have quite a bit of sugar. But again, like we just said before, in moderation, because all the other fruits that we mentioned also have sugar in it as well. That fructose type sugar, like I was just saying, cranberries are quite high in sugar. Your raspberries, blueberries aren't too bad, but yes, they will have some sugar. Watermelon's probably going to be a little bit more sugar than those ones, to be honest with you. Even though it's mostly water, it's funny because it's so high in water, a lot of people discount just how much fruit sugar is actually in there, but you will find you will definitely find sugar in watermelon. That's why I think a good mix of things like watermelon, but also with fibrous fruits, especially with antioxidants, like your raspberries and your antioxidants, is just fine. Because there's not a ton of sugar in those types of fruits. Even something like pears, which is a good source of antioxidants, but also a little bit lower in sugar and higher in fiber. All right, so pears would be a good one as well. Same thing with apple. I think Luke brought up apples before. That would be the exact same thing. So not too bad with antioxidant or with sugar, high in antioxidants and higher in fiber. But yes, watermelon will have a little bit. But again, you would have to eat quite a bit of watermelon to really make a difference. So watermelon's great too. Let's think of it. We have lycopene. You have vitamin C. Those are the ones that are kind of jumping off the top of my head. But it's funny though, because with watermelon, let's stick on watermelon for a second. Most of its calories are actually coming from sugar. Just to make sure that you guys are aware, because it is a carbohydrate, and I'm pretty sure it's like 70% or somewhere around there is sugar of those carbohydrates. Now remember, it's fructose. It's not like white table sugar or anything like that, but it is a little bit higher in sugar. Now, so I think we've covered some really good fruits. Is there any other ones that you guys just want to type into chat or anything like that? And I will just mention real quick, again, remember, this is never expected. I'm just happy to have you guys in here. You guys are crushing the like button. But if there's ever any super chats, those always go to the top of the list. But again, just happy to have you guys in here. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anyone. But for now, let's just keep rolling with it. So if anyone wants to type in any fruits that they're kind of wondering that are high in antioxidants, I think we covered a good portion. Now, if we want to just throw some quick ones out, all right, guava's a good one. Kiwi's a good one. All right, kiwi's a nice antioxidant source. All right, we can't overlook that. Let's not forget our citrus fruits, guys, like lemons, limes. All right, tons of antioxidants. Remember, before we started off this stream talking about vitamin C and other type of micronutrients that have powerful antioxidant benefits. So lemon and limes have a crazy amount of vitamin C in it. So they are very, very high in antioxidants. Kale, yes, kale does have some. Kale, especially with anti-inflammatory compounds and things like that. Kale's a nice one. Red peppers, again, yep, you're going to have that high vitamin C. Actually, like bell peppers and things like that, pound for pound, some of the highest vitamin C in there. So yes, of course, you're going to get some of those antioxidant benefits. I think, again, bell peppers, like red peppers or yellow peppers, things like that, they're a very underrated vegetable, in my opinion. I think like Mr. Jackson's saying, people will sometimes forget kale, but kale kind of had like that popular explosion. If you guys know what I'm sort of talking about or referring to, it seemed like you couldn't look through a health book or go through a health food store without seeing some sort of kale kind of promotion or marketing or something, or someone talking about how great kale was. But it's funny because when I first got into the channel, and this was probably like 8-10 years ago, man, you never heard of kale. But then I'd say like in the last 5 years, kale has made an incredible explosion. In fact, I never heard of kale I don't think I heard of kale when I started this channel. I was a little bit younger though. But you can never go wrong with kale. And again, with red peppers, things like that. And like I was saying before, I think bell peppers are one of the most underrated vegetables out there. Just tremendous compounds in bell peppers. Very nutritious. And they actually taste really good, and they're very versatile. You can add them to pretty much almost anything. So if you don't like them on their own, say if you don't like them raw, you can make stir fries with them, soups with them, tons of different recipes. So things like that. Now let me just bring one up here, guys, that I want to just bring up, just because we've talked a little bit about fruits. We see some vegetables being mentioned. Let's talk about another one that's sort of not mentioned as often, or is sometimes overlooked as well. All right, and this is actually a drink. Something that we can consume as a drink, and it's a tea. So another benefit that we can get from, or another antioxidant source that we don't have to consume as like a fruit or a vegetable or any other type of food similar to that, is green tea. Green tea is an incredible tea for antioxidants. Tons of antioxidants in green tea. Some of the highest, to be honest with you. You see that in studies. And not only is it high in antioxidants, it's rich in a bunch of different types of antioxidants. So we've been over a whole bunch of them, like flavonoids, polyphenols, quercetin, camphorol, plant compounds, things like that. It's just one of the best sources of antioxidants that you can get. And it's nice that, you can have it as a tea. And, it's different from a fruit, so it gives you another option that you can have and that you can add to your diet. But green tea, exceptional, all right? Green tea is one of the best. Turmeric tea's up there, but in terms of antioxidants, I think green tea might be king when you kind of consider different types of teas and drinks. I can't think of anything else that's really on par with it. All right, you got all those plant compounds, flavonoids, polyphenols, things like that. Bioactive compounds that are going to give you those antioxidant benefits. And again, that's why we're seeing studies now that are coming out because of these bioactive compounds, antioxidants, where green tea is helping with things like chronic disease, cognitive function, heart disease. Remember the risk factors, lowering the risk factors for those types of chronic diseases. So again, green tea is a tremendous anti-inflammatory, all right? And a lot of that comes from its antioxidants. They're usually connected, guys, because remember, they're getting rid of free radicals. Free radicals create oxidative stress, which in turn creates a lot of inflammation throughout the entire body. But green tea is one of your better choices, guys. So it doesn't matter. A lot of people will ask me, what's the best type of green tea? Where should I buy green tea? Questions like that. When it comes to green tea, as long as you're buying it from like a trusted source, so it's a brand that's in like a health food store, you're fine. It doesn't matter if it's loose leaf. It doesn't matter if it's a tea bag or anything like that. Sometimes you'll even have like matcha powder, which is pretty similar. It really does not matter. You're getting the exact same benefits of it. All right. There's so many varieties of green tea that it's almost impossible for me to just name a brand and say, this is the brand that you should get. Over the course of my last 10 years, I probably drank over 20 different brands of green tea. Most of them tend to be organic now. They weren't always organic, but as of late, they've been more on the organic green teas and things like that. Or a green tea mixed with a turmeric tea, things like that. But I've been drinking green tea for a really long time. Cinnamon tea is a good one, D-Will. I really like cinnamon tea. Again, that's going to have antioxidants in it. And again, it's going to have tremendous antibacterial effects too. People often forget that about cinnamon. But cinnamon is sort of like a natural antibacterial as well. So it can kind of help get rid of those free radicals, anti-inflammatories, all that great stuff. So yes, cinnamon tea is up there, and plus it tastes great. I actually have a video on cinnamon tea, so if anyone's interested at learning more on cinnamon tea, it's very easy to make, very simple, it tastes great, and very healthy. And I think some of the health benefits would actually surprise you guys. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that I mentioned green tea on there as well. And again, with green tea, you see so many videos focusing on like the weight loss benefits, the EGCG, that's what it's called. That's the active compound in it that's going to boost metabolism up a little bit. I would drink it more for the antioxidants. Personally, yes, you will get a little boost of green tea, but you would have to drink quite a bit of it to get those benefits for one. And again, those benefits are going to be quite negligible. So I'm not saying that it doesn't boost metabolism, because there's lots of studies that show it. But even if it does boost metabolism, guys, let's say green tea boosts metabolism, all right, which studies seem to show that it does. Okay, great. We know that it boosts metabolism. Guess what? It's not going to go attack belly fat. You're just going to lose weight, and then as you lose weight, we're hoping that the belly fat will be dropped, but you're not going to spot reduce. You're not going to spot reduce through exercise. You're certainly not going to spot reduce belly fat drinking a tea. Sorry, I just always like pointing that out, because sometimes those are sort of my pet peeve videos, like eat grapefruit or kiwi and things like that. A kiwi video is actually going to be coming up. Have a kiwi video to make, but sometimes I'll see these videos and they'll show like eat grapefruit in the morning or kiwi in the morning and stuff like that, and automatically lose belly fat. Yes, it can help. It has metabolism boosting effects. It has other effects that can help with weight loss, but is it the be all end all? It's not going to be, guys. That's just not how weight loss works, and it's not how fat loss works. So I just want to make sure that we're aware of that. Hey, Joe. Good to see you, buddy. Yes, I remember from Mexico. Don't worry. I'm pretty good at remembering most people in here. Good morning. All the way to Mexico. Good to have you in chat, Joe. Hope everything's going good. Good to see you, my friend. And thank you so much for joining us again. The Admiral, king of green tea. Yes, green tea. Green tea is king. A lot of people would agree with that, I think. Ginger tea. Yes, ginger tea is a good one, D-Well. Bioactive compounds. Good for digestion. Fairly good in antioxidants as well. And it's got that gingerol, which is the main bioactive compound, which is going to give you some of the antioxidant effects also. I like ginger tea for, well, a lot of people will drink ginger tea if they have like nausea or things like that, for digestion, things like that. But you will get some antioxidant properties in there as well. Absolutely. Black tea. Black tea is great, Breezy. Black tea. Yep, black tea. Here's the teas, guys. All right. So I threw green tea out. Is green tea the only one that's going to be high in antioxidants? Absolutely not. I think, I think green tea is your highest, but white tea and black tea are both very, very close. Very, very close. Black tea is underrated, to be honest with you, Breezy. I love black tea. Black tea is very, very, very healthy. Good antioxidants. Lots of health promoting benefits of black tea. If you've ever had chai tea, sorry, excuse me, guys. If you've ever had chai tea, its base is black tea. So it's really popular. A lot of people will bring up black tea and say, oh, I've never really tried that. But it has its base is in so many different types of different tea brands, herbal teas, things like that. It's really quite healthy. And then you add everything else on top of it. That's why I like chai. So you have black tea, but then you also have some cinnamon, maybe some black pepper in there, some cardamom, other great ingredients. And hey, Tammy, how you doing? Good to have you in chat, Tammy. Thank you so much. I know even though we're starting early, you guys are coming on in. So everyone in here. We got D. Will, Mr. Jackson, Joe, Admiral, Breezy, Tammy, Cassie. Geez, we have had so many people in here. So I can't scroll up any higher, else I would mention all the rest of you guys. But thanks, Tammy, for joining in on us and joining in with us and coming into the chat so early. I appreciate you guys. Oh, nice. That's funny, Tammy. You came in just at the right time. You bought your first box of black tea. Black tea will have more caffeine in it. Less than coffee, obviously, but it will be a little bit more on the higher side of caffeine. Pretty similar to like a green tea. Now, is that a lot of caffeine? That sort of depends on how much caffeine you drink a day. For like what your caffeine tolerance is. For me, is it a lot of caffeine? Absolutely not. It's not in the slightest. I think 1 cup of green tea has like 1/10 of what a cup of coffee has. Something along those lines. Either 1/10 or 1/8, something along that. So do you drink a lot of coffee, Tammy? That would be sort of my first one. Rose hip tea. Interesting. I'm not too sure about the antioxidants in rose hip tea, D. Will. That's interesting. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I can't remember if since I can't remember, I don't usually like to say, yeah, rose hip does or doesn't. So I'm actually just going to go with I'm not quite too sure. I know that it's healthy and it has tons of health promoting benefits. So I would imagine that it does have some antioxidants in it, but I can't say for sure if it's like a great source of antioxidants similar to like a white tea or green tea or anything like that. Joe, yeah, chai tea is so good. Never thought it was healthy as well for us. Yes, exactly. It totally is, Joe. It's 100%. It's very healthy. I'll add maybe a little bit of almond milk or milk to it, just a little bit, and it's almost like a coffee replacement for me. Not a lot of coffee. Okay, so if you're a little bit sensitive to caffeine, then I would maybe drink it late afternoon, not too close to bed, because it is a little bit higher in caffeine. But again, it's not going to be anywhere near as much as a cup of coffee. That's for sure. If we were to rate it, like on a tea scale of how much caffeine, like if the highest amount of caffeine in tea, like let's grade it 5, I think your black tea, chai teas would be somewhere like a 3. Things like that. So it's kind of in the middle. Hibiscus tea, I haven't had that in a really long time. It's been actually a really long time since I've had hibiscus, but I've definitely had that before, and I'm sure you really like it because that's quite a pleasant tasting tea, to be honest, Tammy. But yeah, it's funny because I'll end up drinking those teas, but even still, like my chai tea, like I said, I don't have sort of an issue with caffeine or anything like that. So this will probably be my last coffee for the day, and it's not even noon here yet. But I'm sort of all coffeeed out. I'm sure you guys know you guys get that feeling too. But I might have a chai tea later. I'll definitely have a green tea later, something along those lines. And then that's more than enough for me. But yeah, hibiscus is very nice. You can get that as a herbal tea mixed with some other ingredients. I think I've even seen like echinacea and hibiscus tea and things like that. Tannic acid. That's interesting emoji. Yeah, tannic acid. We don't talk about that too much here. But yes, coffee. I know you're big on alkaline and acidity and all that stuff. For blood pressure. Okay, nice. Well, then you would definitely, if you missed the beginning of the chat, we talked about some foods that are, and remember, I'm not saying this as a medical practitioner or anything like that, or giving medical advice. It's just not something I do on the channel or on the stream, but you might want to give a listen to the beginning where antioxidants and some of the fruits we talked about can help lower the risk factors of certain chronic diseases. So is it the be-all, end-all? Absolutely not. But it might be just worth listening to. And again, you always want to speak with your medical practitioner, but I think you might find it helpful. Good seeing you here. My first stream here, I thought you're... That's funny. There's only one of us, Joe. But yeah, no, I'm a big fan of teas. And you know what, guys? When it comes to antioxidants, we've gone through a bunch. We've gone through fruits. We've gone through vegetables. We've gone through teas even now. Let's think of like another one that we can really go kind of nail down. One other one that I like that's a nice source of antioxidants, and this is kind of off the top of my head, but a nice carbohydrate that's kind of a good source of antioxidants, and that would be sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes are an excellent source of nutrition, and antioxidants are no different than that. Heck, we were even talking about dark chocolate, guys, for the people who missed it. But sweet potatoes are super high in vitamin A. Again, I'm going to give you some of those antioxidant benefits. All right, and it's just packed with a bunch of different antioxidants and nutrition. So I really like sweet potatoes. Those are one of my favorite complex carbohydrate foods. So if you're looking for carbohydrates that are a nice source of antioxidants, I don't think you can go wrong with sweet potatoes. I think they're an excellent choice. And don't forget too, guys, we were talking a little bit about teas and stuff like that. A little bit of lemon water can go a long way with antioxidants. So if you're not a big tea fan, I know that it seems like there's a tea out there for everyone these days. There's just so many varieties. But let's say you're not a big tea drinker. I think warm lemon water is a good one. You could even have lime in there. Why not throw both? Both are going to give you nice antioxidant effects. So that's another nice drink that you can add that would give you nice antioxidant properties. And if you watch the red onion video today, you know you're going to get some of those anthocyanin, powerful antioxidants. If you're not a fan of onion juice, then might not be the most the best idea. But remember, even in the video, whenever I make videos like that, people will look at it. Yeah, no sugar, exactly, Joe. No sugar added. So just squeezing the lemon itself into there, and then you're good to go. So no lemonade. Just lemon water. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. But whenever I come up with like juice videos and stuff like that, you would never find a picture of onion juice in like a tablespoon. You see the cup, but that's not how much onion juice you need to drink. I say in the video 1 to 2 tablespoons. That's all you need. All right. So people will think, man, I could never drink onion juice. Why would I ever drink that? Why would anyone ever want to drink that? Or how can they drink that? I do mention kind of throwing in into a glass like 1 or 2 tablespoons. So very little. And then you can even add a teaspoon of organic raw honey, mix that up and drink it that way. It's actually very simple to get down, and not bad at all. And you know what? Red pepper is actually when it's juiced is actually sweeter than you guys think, especially red. I've found it kind of has almost like a sweet taste to it. So if you need to add in that honey, but sometimes I won't even do that. But the honey does give it a little bit of extra health benefits. But I find that the red onion can be pretty sweet. Lemon water, yeah. Okay. Oh, nice, Tammy. You got some sweet potatoes. Eat them several times a week. Very nice. Yes. One of my favorite, like I said, complex carbohydrates. Sweet potatoes. I'll bake them. I'll make them a number of ways. And there's just so many different recipes. But yeah, I'll just bake them and eat them that way. And I don't even they're so good. I don't need butter or anything like that. I just eat them almost plain. But that's kind of why I bake them. It gives them a nice taste. Yerba mate is better than coffee. I never actually had yerba mate. That's interesting you bring that up, Breezy. I've never had yerba mate. I've heard it a lot, but I've never actually tried it. I'm a coffee guy. I don't overdo it on the coffee, but I enjoy my coffee, I have to say. Pumpkin's good. Yeah, pumpkin's a nice one, D-Will. That's a good choice. Good for you. Nice on the vitamin A. Good antioxidants. Underrated. I even forgot about pumpkin. But yes, pumpkin's good. It's just how you prepare it. I think that's what kind of turns people off from pumpkin. You can bake pumpkin like you would bake a sweet potato, to be honest. You could throw it in little chunks into your smoothie and you wouldn't even taste it or know what's in there. I agree with emoji, yes. I agree with the emoji. Sweet potatoes, thumbs up for sure. Lemon water, thumbs up for sure. We're on the same page, my friend. Yes, absolutely. I'm beginning to save avocado pits to dry them out, grind them, and make a tea. Yeah, I think I might have a video on that, Joe. If not, actually, maybe I didn't do it. Maybe I chose. Maybe I chose not to do it because there's some conflicting research out there. Just be careful if you're going to use the avocado pit. Maybe speak with your medical practitioner. I've heard good and bad things with avocado pits. Eating too much might be bad. I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was a reason why I think I didn't do a video on avocados, on avocado pits. Maybe I did do it and learned it after and maybe left a comment in there, or said speak to your medical practitioner before drinking it. You just want to be careful with the avocado pit. I'm trying to remember what the exact reason is. There's some sort of chemical or compound in there that we need to watch out for, and I believe it is avocado pit. So just be careful. Speak with your medical practitioner, and then I know it's a really popular tea. I know there's tons of videos out there as well. I love the different squash, butternut, acorn. Yeah, me too. Zucchini, that's a nice one. Yes, zucchini is actually a nice source of antioxidants with lots of mushrooms, red onion. That all sounds really good to me, Marilyn. That sounds like an awesome meal. That's something I could eat every day. I'm not even kidding. Natural lemonade, green apples, lemons. Yeah. Let's choose. Simple. Yeah, it's fructose, exactly. So it'll be kind of fructose, much different. Non-processed sugar. Exactly, emoji. 100% right. Since many street vendors will sell fruit cocktails and your fruit waters, adding chia seeds to lemonade. So lemon plus warm water, chia seeds. Yeah, I've never actually heard of that recipe before, Joe. I don't see why it would be a bad thing. Those are all tremendous. Like the lemons are some of my favorite. Like warm lemon water is one of my favorite things to drink. Very healthy. I've gone over that many times, especially if you squeeze. I always say this, and people might think I'm kind of, I'm constantly saying this over and over, but make sure that if you chop up or cut up the lemon, make sure you actually squeeze that lemon into it so you get some of the pectin, so you get actually some of the lemon itself going into the water. I like having some of that kind of the actual lemon getting in there, because then you get the fiber benefits of it, you get the pectin. So actually getting some of that lemon itself into there, squeeze it in, and then you get some extra benefits. I love that. And chia seeds are amazing. Chia seeds are a great healthy fat source, and they actually have some antioxidants as well. So that sounds good to me. I'm just not sure how you would, if maybe you would boil the chia seeds, like if you would make a tea with the chia seeds first and then boil that water and then pour that water into there. That'd be sort of interesting. If I would make sort of like a chia seed tea and then add it into the warm lemon water. Yeah, baked sweet potatoes are great. I agree, Marilyn. I love baked sweet potatoes. They're one of my favorites, like I was saying. And then peppers of all. Yes, Marilyn, exactly. You guys are right on the dot today. You guys are amazing. Like we've been saying, I think Breezy said it. Colors are our life. They're our best friend when it comes to foods. We want as many colors. That's why I picked the picture that I did. It just has so many great colors in there. So many different foods. Hey, no problem, Joe. Just kind of looking out. I can't remember exactly if it's the avocado seeds. I believe it was, and there was maybe a little bit of controversy with avocado seed tea and things like that. So I would just be careful. Speak with your medical practitioner first. Look it up. Do a little research. I don't believe I've done a video on avocado seeds. I think I was going to, and then through my research, I kind of saw some conflicting stuff. So just be careful with it. It's best not to use regular water with fluoride in here. Coffee. Yep. I drink coffee. I try distilled water. Yep, absolutely. Sometimes I stop at Dunkin' Donuts, though. I think we all do, emoji. Yeah, don't be too hard on yourself, my friend. I think we all do that from time to time. We can't, like I said, we can't be perfect all the time. I'm certainly not, and I certainly don't try to be. We can't do it perfect every single night or day. Green apples and lemons. That's a thought. Yeah, I know. When emoji brought that up, that's kind of an interesting thought. But I think emoji will bring up a lot of things like that because he eats a lot of fruit. So he probably has a bunch of different recipes when it comes to, any types of fruits in that matter. That's dinner tonight. Veggie lasagna made with squash and other veggies. Nice, Tammy. That sounds great. Squash, veggies. Sounds delicious, to be honest. How about mixing teas like black and green tea? Yes, 9. And if I don't believe this is your first time in here, I believe you've been in the chat. But if it is, welcome. But that's a great question. Absolutely, I would definitely mix black and green. I mix turmeric and green all the time, and I absolutely love it. So I'll mix black. I've never done it. To be honest with you, I've never mixed black and green tea, but I certainly would. I absolutely would. If I'm drinking chai tea, it has a ton of different ingredients in it. That's the word I'm looking for. Ingredients. Has a bunch of different ingredients in it. So green tea could just be another ingredient thrown into the black tea, and both have amazing health benefits. But like I said, I drink turmeric and green tea a ton. And a lot of people wouldn't necessarily like turmeric green tea. I think a lot of people would maybe find that kind of hard to drink. But you kind of get used to it. But I'm a huge fan of turmeric. I think that's great. I would drink black and green tea. Absolutely. And then kind of mixing them, you kind of get the 2 for 1, which is great. And good hydration as well. But yeah, I think black tea is underrated. Like I was saying before, a lot of people, and same with oolong, and just another type of black tea. That's what I was kind of thinking of too. Oolong tea, guys. If you heard of oolong tea, I'm a big fan of oolong tea. There's so many teas out there with like antioxidants, man. Oolong tea, rooibos tea, all great antioxidants, guys. You guys are, like I said, you guys are on the dot today. So yeah, no problem, 9. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I think you kind of brought up a nice mixture there of black tea and green tea. I don't see why you could not mix those two together. I think they would make a nice blend. I'm the type, guys, where even if it tastes, if it's not like the best tasting, if I know it's healthy, I can get it down. I don't know if you guys are like that. I know not everyone is like that, and I wouldn't expect everyone to be like that. I guess what my point is, sometimes like with the turmeric and with the green tea, it can have a pretty medicinal type taste to it, but I prefer it like that. I'll actually leave the tea bags in the cup. I'll let it steep for about 10 minutes, and here's a nice fun little fact. If you let the tea bags steep in there for 10 minutes plus, that's why I'm always saying in my videos, let steep for like 5 to 10 minutes more. If you do for like 10 minutes, you'll get more of the medicinal benefits out of the green tea or out of the turmeric and things like that. So the longer you let it infuse, the more of the medicinal benefits. You guys might have already know that. You probably already knew, but I just want to point that out for anyone that didn't. So if you are going to make tea, what I like to do is I'll let it steep for about 10 minutes before I even start sipping on it, and then I keep the tea bag in. A lot of people don't do that. They think that when I'm drinking tea, they think that it's kind of overdoing it on the tea, but I don't know. That's just how I like it. I like getting the medicinal benefits out of it, and that's just how I enjoy it. Are there any tea that helps with curbing the appetite? That's an interesting question. Off the top of my head, chai tea kind of helps a little bit. I think the ones that are going to curb your appetite a little bit more, Marilyn, since I can't really think of any off the top of my head, I mean, green tea is going to probably do the opposite, to be honest with you, because it's going to boost up your metabolism a little bit. Even though it is negligible, it's definitely not going to curb it. It's going to be the opposite way. I think the ones that are going to be a little bit higher in caffeine are going to be the ones that are going to be curbing your appetite a little bit, because caffeine is sort of a natural appetite suppressant. So like your cup of coffee will sort of suppress the appetite a little bit. I know that green tea is a little bit higher in caffeine, but the reason why I'm saying that one might not be the best is because it has that very rare compound EGCG, and that's where you get the sort of the metabolism boost from. So I think you're looking at maybe teas that are a little bit higher in caffeine. I can't think of any other ones that might do it. Maybe like a chai or something like that. Even with just like a little almond milk in it would help, because there's not going to be a lot of calories in the almond milk, or even if it's a little bit of soy or 2% milk, it's very negligible, the calories. All right, Tammy, enjoy work. I appreciate you popping in. Thank you so much, as always. But yeah, that's an interesting question. For me, like curbing the appetite, water and teas usually make me more hungry. I'll be honest with you guys. Especially like the turmeric and green tea, I'm always wanting to eat right after that. I'm not sure. I think it's just, I don't even think it's because of the metabolism boost. I think it's just because there's a lot of nutrition and stuff like that. And if you guys if you have sort of an empty stomach with that in it, then it can kind of make you feel a little bit gross, or at least wanting to fill your stomach with food. If you ever took like a multivitamin or something like that, then you probably know what I'm talking about. It's not fun to take a multivitamin or all your vitamins on an empty stomach. You can kind of get that upset stomach feeling. I think with curbing appetite, I would stick with maybe some foods. So your high fiber foods, Marilyn. Something that's very high in fiber, but not too high in calories. I think that's going to be your best bet. Just keeping your dietary fiber high. Even if you need to supplement with it, there's tons of supplements out there. The reason why I bring up the supplement as well is because if we're trying to curb appetite, maybe keep calories lower, at least with the supplement, we know how many calories we're getting. We're not actually eating calories to actually get that fiber. We're getting a little bit of fiber without as many calories. Because I know even if it's a fiber supplement, you will be getting some calories. But remember, fibers usually passes through without that digestive process. So you will sort of just kind of pass through you. Immune system. Yeah, absolutely. That's why digestion's so important, Emoji. We had a really good chat. One of our busiest chats was on the digestive system and just how important the digestive system is just for overall health. And so many people these days, it seems like more and more people are having digestive issues. Even working with clients, it's so interesting to hear just how many people are actually having like leaky gut syndrome now, or irritable bowel syndrome these days. It's sad to see, and it's unfortunate, because it's really a tough thing to kind of go through and have to deal with. Plus, it's decreasing your nutrient uptake. So even if you are eating healthy foods, you're not getting as many of those healthy compounds in your diet, just because you have leaky gut syndrome and your digestion just isn't as good. So it is very, very much unfortunate. And that's why I thought having that digestive health talk was very important. But going back to our antioxidants, guys, let's just kind of sum it up a little bit. All right, so we had some fruits, we had some teas, we had veggies, we had the complex carbohydrates, we had our other drinks with citrus fruit and things like that. Don't underestimate the antioxidants, guys. Those are super important. I know everyone likes to kind of focus on the macronutrients, the micronutrients, so your vitamins and minerals, but antioxidants are just so important. They have so many health benefits for you, and we see that in the literature, especially when it has to deal with not only chronic disease. We've talked a lot about chronic disease, but even in the short term with immune system boosting and things like that, and fighting common cold and flu, and fighting free radicals and inflammation. If you have arthritis, we didn't even talk about this yet, but arthritis symptoms, antioxidants have the potential, it might not always work, but it has the potential to relieve some of those arthritic symptoms, like swelling, stiffness in the joints, joint pain, things like that. So keep those antioxidants high. And like I was saying before, I think antioxidants are one of the easier compounds or nutrients, whatever you want to call it, easier nutrients to add to our diet. Like we said, we've been going for an hour and a half, and we've been just listing off foods and delicious foods, fruits, drinks, teas, citrus fruits, even the complex carbohydrates that we listed were very much, people were loving those ones. So I think they're one of the easiest to add, and I would make sure that we get those in, that you make sure you keep the antioxidants high. And to do that, the best way to do that is just to make sure you're eating a well-balanced diet, because if you're eating healthy, then there's a really good chance that you're getting those antioxidants in. Like we said, if you have like fruits, veggies, things like that, then you're going to be good to go. All right, Emoji, I see you posting a lot of different channels. I'm not sure if you're here to promote a different channel or something like that, if you're trying to help someone find something on a different one, but we're going to stick just to the antioxidant discussion if we could, please. I think I've seen like 5 or 6 comments on different, I'm not sure who those are, or they're not someone that I've recommended or even seen like these protocols or anything. So let's just stick to the antioxidant discussion if we could. I do appreciate all the other posts, but just anything promoting anyone else or any other like protocols, herbal protocols, gut stuff, let's just keep that off the stream, just because I haven't seen it and it's not something that I could recommend to anyone. So thank you, I appreciate that. So yeah, even with like the drinks, guys, don't underestimate the drinks. Like the warm lemon water, even like with what Emoji was saying before, with the warm lemon water and the green apples and things like that, give it a try. I mean, you're going to have nice antioxidants in there. You're going to have great fiber. You're going to have tons of nutrition. You can't go wrong with that type of stuff. And then we already had other people who were talking about green teas and stuff like that. I think that's a great option for you as well. All right, if you look at all the different foods, all right, it seems like antioxidants is one of the easier ones to be able to get in. All right, if you're getting in those antioxidants, then like we said, it's going to boost the immune system, not only for helping to prevent those risk factors for chronic disease. Remember, we're trying to prevent the risk factors, right? We don't want to get to the chronic disease part. It's got to be the risk factors first. All right, but it's not just chronic disease. It's also going to be that short-term immune system boost. All right, so just important, keep those antioxidants high. And like we've been mentioning, like Emoji has mentioned, all right, those foods in there, like with the lemon and the green apple, sweet potatoes, things like that. I think that's great. Now, if anyone has any other foods, we also mentioned blueberries, cranberries, things like that. Remember, those are going to be high in nutrients and not a ton of calories on them as well, which is even better. So anything that's sort of lower in calories, higher in nutrition, I think that's great. So if you can get those antioxidants with nutrient-dense foods that are low in calories, I think that's one of the best things that we can do. Okay? So if there's no other comments, I think we did great. How long was that? Over an hour and a half. Wow. Like I always say, time honestly flies by with you guys. You guys make this so fun for me. I can't believe it's been an hour and a half. That is so crazy. And thank you so much, everyone who hit the like button. I hope you guys got a good understanding of antioxidants and just why I think that they're so important. All right, and what foods are high in antioxidants. Remember, the foods are simple. Keep it simple. I would even just keep it just as simple as those healthy fruits. Just those healthy fruits alone are going to get you your antioxidants. And some of those healthy fruits that we mentioned were blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, elderberries, strawberries. I mean, who doesn't like those types of foods? I'd be very hard to find anyone who doesn't like any of those. So, and if not, there's other ones like cranberries, lemons, citrus fruit, green teas, a whole bunch of different veggies. Everything like that is great. So, you guys came in here, you gave great answers to some of the stuff. Tons of great information. I'm so proud of this community. It's so great to have you guys all in here. Honestly, like I said, I think it's just so fun, and I think the community is so strong. You guys have been giving me such good support, not just in the streams, but on the videos as well. And I'm just so grateful for that. And, I think this is going to be the 8th year that I've been doing the channel, which is unbelievable in and of itself. Time flies by when you're having fun, let me tell you. And I think we're going to be approaching 5,000 videos fairly soon as well. All right, but at least within the next few months, for sure by the end of the year we will. So what we're going to do is we're just going to keep these streams going. We're going to keep the daily vids coming along. Today was a little bit earlier, so thank you guys for coming in, because I know we started a little bit earlier with the stream just because I had work come up. So we had to come in a little bit earlier. I know we usually start around noon. Today we were at 10. You guys still all made it into the stream, and you guys were all giving great answers, great discussion as always. So, and you guys are crushing the thumbs up button. Thank you so much. We're almost at 30 thumbs up. Just amazing. But we'll stick to our same schedule, guys. We'll do Wednesday and then we'll do Sunday. I'm trying to think of a good one that we can do for Sunday. I'm still kind of going back and forth on a few ideas. I don't know how you guys like the weight loss discussion. I really like the weight loss discussion, but I know we like the healthy food discussions as well. I'm not sure that I'll do like a heart health one or like kidney health or anything like that. I don't know. That sort of crossed my mind, but I don't think I'm going to go down that path on any of the streams. I think I'd rather stick to the nutrition side of stuff, things that I've had more study into, and that I've done a little bit more research and can talk to you guys about more. But we'll make sure that we have a really interesting topic for Sunday, and that one will probably be noon. There's like a 95% chance, maybe 99% chance that one will be starting at noon. So if not, you guys always know that you get the reminder. The reminder will be set. You'll always know when the stream is going to start, and I'll make sure I give you guys enough time. So let's end it there, guys. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your week. Everyone who is in here, we had Joe, 9, Marilyn, D-Will, Tammy, Emoji, all you guys. I wish I could keep going up. Breezy, I know you were in here. That's all. Sorry, guys. I can't remember anymore off the top of my head. But thank you, guys. Tammy, Emoji, Marilyn. That's all I can see right here. D-Will. Sorry if I forgot you. But thanks so much, guys. I appreciate all the support. Thank you so much for coming into today's stream. You guys are great. You always make it fun for me. And I will see you guys on Sunday. And we'll come up with another interesting topic. And look at that. The picture lasted the whole entire stream. Last time we didn't have it at all. It was black the whole time. For some reason today I didn't change one thing, but that picture seemed to stay up. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you all. Again, Tammy, Emoji, Marilyn, Joe, thank you so much, guys. D-Will, thank you so much. I appreciate having you all in here. Thank you so much for all your great information. And I will see you guys on Sunday. All right.